What's going on, peaceful people? We got another one. Y'all know I love to talk about my old Carolina hoodoo tales, or elder tales as I can call it too. We are talking today about carrying a Mercury dime. A Mercury dime. Y'all remember that? Let's talk about the location based from what I know. Strong base in both North Carolina and South Carolina, especially among elders who work the land, they tilled the land. Soldiers returning from service, I've read, as well as gamblers who knew the value of a good silver charm. It is actually found in coastal Gullah Geechee farming communities, towns as well, and even the city root workshops from Charleston, South Carolina, all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina, if you would. If you guys have ever heard of the Mercury dime and you are not from the Carolinas, or if you are from the Carolinas and you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. Share it. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to put a picture up here talking about the Mercury dime and what it is, okay? So it is a US 10-cent coin. It has to be minted from 1916 to 1945. Anytime between then, it's a Mercury dime, okay? This dime was kept in pockets. It was sewn to hems. It was worn on necklaces. It was placed on babies. It was tucked into mojo bags, if you will. And some folks, from what I remember, drilled a small hole in the coin and they wore it around their necks. I have seen them on a baby up under their clothes on a safety pin. If y'all know, you know. Okay. But others kept it as well loose in their purse or pocket and rubbed it during stressful moments. It could be rubbed before throwing dice and gambling, signing paperwork, walking into a risky meeting, court cases, anything of that nature. That dime was rubbed. Okay. So the Mercury dime is very, very, very well known in hoodoo, especially in the Carolinas. Now, the Mercury dime carries a layered symbolism. Just where you're from is going to mean probably the same thing as it did when I was coming up, or it could mean something entirely different. I'm not sure, but I'm talking about Carolina side. So, first and foremost, the Roman god of Mercury is the patron of commerce, speed, communication, and luck, if you're looking at it from that aspect. The silver content in this Mercury dime are 90% silver. And that metal, silver, was long used in hoodoo for protection against evil, spiritual attacks, bad luck. That's what I remember it being about, protection. Very much protection. Now let's talk about the root work reason. A Mercury dime isn't just money for a hoodooist. It's a portable amulet. An amulet. In hoodoo, silver deflects negativity and reflects spiritual harm back to the sender. Yes, it deflects negativity and reflects spiritual harm. You heard me? Yes, baby. Carrying a Mercury dime could draw fast money and opportunities at Mercury speed. That's the intention behind it. It can also protect from being crossed up in business or gambling or crossed up in your finances. It can also keep away spirits when traveling. Now, some root workers also tied the dime into foot track magic, sewing it into the heel of a shoe to prevent anyone from getting your foot track for harmful work. Now, I'm also going to give you some Carolina variations of this type of work using the Mercury dime. Gamblers would rub the dime between fingers before picking bingo cards. Yeah, we play bingo, baby. Still do if I could. Picking dice or dealing cards. Travelers carried it in their right hand or in their right pocket when on the road to avoid accidents and misfortune. Children's protection. This is the one that I remember. I remember this as clear as day. Children's protection. They would sew into a baby's clothes or blanket to keep away the evil eye. Yeah, y'all heard about that one. I already know. I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. But again, when you comment or if you comment, please make sure you put where you are from, so we can guide on it. Like we can guide, oh, that came from there. This is something that we did all the time in the Carolinas. Now, it also had rules and warnings. If the coin was lost or stolen, elders said the protection of luck was broken and had to be replaced. Okay? Some refused to spend the dime. Using it as cash was believed to give your luck away. Best results were said to come from a dime gifted by someone who wished you well, not one that you bought. Now tell me, y'all, did your folks keep theirs in a pocket, in a shoe, or hanging on a chain? As for me, it was always hanging from a chain or a piece of thread or a safety pin on a baby. And have you ever seen one inside of a mojo bag for money or travel luck? Okay, drop your story in the comments, y'all. Remember, and follow for more Carolina Elder Tales. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.